Hey all, it's Systemshark again, bringing to you another audio commentary for WCReplays.com. This one, as you guys probably are aware, is a DoTA audio commentary, and this time I'm doing a guide kind of thing on the Furion. I've been playing them a lot the past few months, and I actually just finished writing a little guide, and I just kind of made it up in a WordPad document, basically on my experiences of playing Furion these past few months. After I wrote the guide, I kind of decided that it was more of a report, so I basically just wanted to include some kind of audio format or audio file to go along with the text document that I wrote as far as the guide. So I was trying to rack my brain to think of a good way of presenting Furion and something new, something I haven't done before, as I always do with my DoTA audio commentaries, something new. So I got 3 replay files that we're actually going to be watching, 3 DoTA AC replay files that we're going to be watching during this audio commentary, and then I've included the rest of the DoTA replay files. I actually haven't looked through all of them, but it's pretty much every DoTA game that I've played and I thought was worth saving with my Furion within the past few months. So you guys can check it out and see how I played it and see kind of how the opponents played it and my teammates worked it out. So there's a lot of variances, but it's just something so you can kind of see how my build and my strategy kind of works with Furion. Just so you know my background, I am not a professional DoTA player. I play casually. I play mostly pubs and some TDA games. I play, again, casually. I'm not professional, so don't expect anything too great. I only get, maybe 1 or 2 games in a day if I'm lucky. If I'm working, I sometimes don't even get that in. So go ahead and get the first replay file synced up. I'm going to do the same right at the 2-minute mark. And we can start it out at 2x speed at the 2-minute mark. So when you guys get that synced up, I'll give you guys a second because I'm loading it myself right now to get there. And before we get there, I'll give you a chance to pause the audio and sync up if you haven't made it there. So basically the way I play Furion is a pusher kind of control style, and I'll explain this in the text document guide that's included in this zip file for this little bit of content here for WC Replays. So this is going to kind of delve into it a little bit more as I'm going to show you kind of my thinking during some of the games that I've played. So this is the way we're going to do it. I need you to stay kind of active at your computer because we're going to be pausing a lot, maybe even resyncing up at a few points, and also changing the speed of the replay just to kind of make it quickly, because go through the replay files a little bit quickly. So a whole DoTA replay is 45 minutes to 60 minutes, sometimes longer, and I don't want you guys having to sit through a whole replay like that. And there's a lot of different ways I've been doing the DoTA ACs, so I kind of want to try a few different ones and see how this works. So definitely leave your comments on how you like this format and see if it works out well for you. Then we'll just do more like that. But so far, all the ways I've tried it, I've heard good and bad things. So I've been trying new things until I find one that works for everybody. So again, we're at the 2-minute mark at the 2x speed, and you can turn Fog of War off. I'll go over a good way to set the controls and how to watch the replay once we get it going here. But I'm still kind of syncing out myself. I think Furion's a very underrated hero. I don't see him played a lot in the league matches, although I have seen him a lot in public and AR games and stuff. People get him randomly, but I think he deserves some more credit. He's a really good hero, and a lot of people don't really understand how his skills work and how the play style for him is supposed to work. So I don't think they really realize how well he synergizes with other heroes. So since I just synced up with the 2-minute mark at 2x speed, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know to pause the audio commentary if you're not there already. But get to the 2-minute mark, 2x speed, Fog of War off. I'm going to be the light blue. My BattleNet name was Shark, letter O, number O, letter O. So Shark OOO. And I'm going to be on the top lane. I'm going to be paired at this game with a Lothar, with the Ursa Warrior. Fuzzy Wuzzy is his name. I guess they changed it to Ulfsar in one of the recent versions. And we're on the top lane versus a Leviathan. So for the first part of the game, maybe the first 10 minutes or so, we're going to watch it at 2x speed. And at the from like maybe 10 to 20 minutes, we'll watch it at 3x speed. And for the rest of the game, we'll just watch it at 4x. Should take us about 15 minutes to get through the replay, so we'll see how that works out. In order to kind of see what I'm watching, don't turn on auto camera, because the way Furion works is I'm going to be teleporting all over the place. And sometimes I'll be at my chicken, so the camera would phase all the way to the fountain at some point. So what I want you to do is you click on my portrait in the upper left-hand corner, or you can click on my hero on the main screen itself, and then you just right-click on the 3D portrait in the center or bottom of the screen, and then that'll keep the camera centered on my Furion the whole point. If you ever get lost during the game, that's exactly how you do it. You just press F1 and then right-click on the 3D portrait to get recentered where I'm looking. If I'm ever looking at a place that's not at Furion, I'll let you know so you guys can try to get the camera there and take a look at it. But again, we're going to be watching the replay at a pretty fast speed, so I might just kind of hint at what just happened or something that's going on. If you missed it, again, just watch the replay again if you really want to see it. But I'll try to do my best to kind of shoutcast a little bit of what's going on in the game. So we're at the 2-minute mark, at 2x speed, and we're going to unpause here in 5 seconds. So get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Now, as far as hero synergies go and teammates, I actually don't like to have melee heroes with me. And the pure reason for that is when I sprout, typically the melee heroes are going to be attacking the enemy as well, and I can sometimes get them caught in the sprout with it. So a hero like the Ursa Warrior, the Fuzzy Wuzzy, I'm going to be calling him Fuzzy Wuzzy the whole game, he will get caught in my sprout. So I typically won't sprout as much early using my sprout ability to trap the enemy. Just because I don't want to get my teammate killed. But also that can kind of work out for my advantage, especially with a hero like Fuzzy Wuzzy and the Ursa Warrior, because then he's trapped inside with my enemy, and he's able to not have to chase after him using his damage increasing ability. So in this game, unfortunately, the Ursa Warrior does end up leaving relatively early in the game, so we won't see too much of him being played. And the Zeus, I believe, ends up... Is there a Zeus in this game? I think he ends up dominating pretty well, but this might be a different game we're talking about. So let's just go ahead and watch what's happening. Again, you're going to probably kind of have to ignore some of the chat. Even the chat by me might be a little crazy, but it's a public game. Don't expect too much as far as skill in regards to the teammates and my opponents. Again, this is a public game on Azeroth. It's all pick. It's non-EM, so that's maybe better. I don't know. But because I'm specifically trying to play Furion, I have to play all pick games. Sometimes I play easy mode, and sometimes I don't. Going back to Furion's playstyle, because he's such a good farmer and pushing hero, he really does end up getting a lot of gold. So, excuse me, games where he's in easy mode games, the gold becomes even more. So he's able to buy a lot of items, and you can kind of go a bunch of different routes with the items. As far as your playstyle, you can kind of determine that. And I go into more depth of that on the guide itself, but for these games, I actually basically go the same item builds and the same kind of starting items. And generally, you can kind of vary it depending on how you want to play. If you could save up a lot more money and buy the more expensive items earlier, then by all means do that. But it's generally better to kind of stay economically safe and invest that money earlier and get the lower end items and kind of build up to the higher end items. That's kind of what I've found out. So getting things like the mechanism and stuff earlier rather than rushing a Elu Scepter and the Ginso Skeith, or rushing an Aggie Scepter, for instance. It doesn't necessarily benefit you that much in the mid to early game as much as it does late game. So as you can kind of see, we're kind of going back and forth, just me and this Leviathan. Brown just left for the game, so he got banned apparently by Blue. So he was my teammate. So now it's just kind of me and Leviathan. And I don't get any really good early kills on him. He does a good job kind of staying back and playing defensively. We're both just kind of waiting for the opportunity. Actually, nothing ends up really happening too much as far as in the top lane here. So you're going to see a lot of denies. Furion's really, really good at the denying. And so if we're taking a look right now at my view, there's actually a Nerubian assassin in the woods to my right on the top. And he is on the enemy's team, obviously. And he was actually lagging a lot this game. He was apparently one of the clanmates of Blue who was hosting the game. So he let him stay in the game. So he was talking him up a lot, how good he was and all that. But I did mention a few times during the game that Yellow was lagging the game a lot. And I think that's why a bunch of the people actually left in this game. So he's actually a pretty good player, and this clan, I believe, was pretty good too. The only thing I noticed that they were kind of cocky, and that's probably why they ended up losing this game. So if it looks like they're going to win at many points, this is kind of why I picked this replay, is because it showed how if you stay persistent and you stay patient and you just keep a cool head, that you can win games even if the odds kind of seem against you. So you just got to keep your eyes open for opportunities. As a Furion player, especially around this level, around 10 minutes into the game, you're around level 9, 10 or 11. You want to watch for opportunities. Your teammates are going to either be getting ganked soon or they're going to be setting up ganks. So as a Furion, you can kind of teleport to help assist that, and it can kind of be unexpected. If someone's not paying attention, they'll miss that. Furion's in the game, and then they won't anticipate being sprouted, and it could cost them an early death in the game. So that's what I